Welcome, happy campers. When I'm not polishing my banjo, I'm binge watching my favorite episodes of Gravity Falls. Today, I'm diving into Season 1, Episode 2, The Legend of the Gobblewonker. I'm going to recap the episode, break it down a little, and sprinkle in some behind the scenes trivia along the way. This is one of those early episodes that helped define what Gravity Falls would become. Part mystery, part comedy, and a splash of heartwarming chaos. So grab your fishing hat, a stack of disposable cameras, and just maybe don't trust any old men yelling about lake monsters. The Legend of the Gobblewonker premiered June 29th, 2012, the same day as the pilot, Tourist Trap. Watch my video on that episode. Here's something cool. This was actually the first episode ever written and produced, even before the pilot. You can feel the raw creative energy. The writers were still discovering the exact formula that would make the show legendary. Mystery, weirdness, and a surprising amount of emotional depth.
You see, it's funny because marriage is terrible.
And apparently, it took 8 rewrites to get the story right. 8. Which honestly makes sense. It's one of the most tonally balanced earlier episodes, switching effortlessly between family bonding, monster mayhem, and a robot twist ending. Oh crap, I shouldn't have said that. We open in the Mystery Shack during breakfast. Dipper and Mabel are having what can only be described as a syrup showdown. Racing their bottles, Mountie Man versus Sir Syrup. Mabel wins, of course, by bending the rules though.
Almost,
Go!
Almost, yes! I won!
Classic Mabel. I can't help but think that Super Troopers heavily inspired this scene.
What's the matter? Your mama didn't teach you how to chug?
Meanwhile, Dipper finds an ad in the Wacky News. A monster photo contest with a $1,000 cash prize. Mabel, on the other hand, is distracted by an ad for the human-sized hamster balls.
Hey, Mabel, check this out.
Human-sized hamster balls? I'm human-sized!
No.
I mean, that's just Mabel, it's in her nature. Then, Grunkle Stan strolls in and announces that it's Family Fun Day. And we get a glimpse of what the last Family Fun Day entailed.
You call that Ben Franklin? He looks like a woman. Uh-oh.
But Stan insists.
This time shall be different.
He blindfolds the kids, drives them recklessly through the woods, and nearly kills them before revealing that they've arrived at Lake Gravity Falls for a wholesome day of fishing. You know, typical Stan family bonding type stuff. I really enjoy how they shine on the fact that Stan really cares and wants to be a figure in the twins' lives. Not just here, but throughout the series, it's like he's trying to make up for his past transgressions against his family. At the lake, the whole town's out enjoying fishing season when local lunatic, or visionary, depending on who you ask, Old Man McGucket bursts onto the scene. And I just want to show you this guy here on the left. It's the only character in the show that's ever drawn off model, I feel like. He just looks more like a Simpsons character to me, what with that large overbite. Not a gripe, it's just an observation. McGucket screaming that he's seen the Gobblewonker again, a monster said to live in the lake. The crowd laughs him off, even his son, which is kinda sad when you think about it. And if you pause during this scene right here, you can actually spot Blendin Blandin in the background, picking up a calculator. One of those early hidden details that you never notice on the first watch. But with this, Dipper sees opportunity.
Sir, if we can snag a photo of it, we could split the prize 50-50.
That's 2 50s!
Mabel instantly buys in, not because of the money, but because of her hamster ball fantasy. That fantasy sequence with her rolling down the street while techno music blasts and those 2 cartoon guys go
Squeak, 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 squeak,
Awesome! Mabel.
That's pure Mabel aura. Those 2 guys come back in a later episode, indicating that these guys are the vision that she has for what constitutes a perfect guy. Personally, my perfect girl, if we're talking cartoon characters, has got to be Jane from Tarzan. There can be no question. Anyways, Seuss rolls up with his boat, the SS Cool Dude, and the kids ditch Stan to chase the mystery. This middle stretch is where the episode does meander a little bit. It doesn't really push the main Gravity Falls mystery forward. There's no journal lore or town-wide conspiracies. But it does slow down long enough for us to really get to know Stan and Seuss as people. Stan's loneliness, Seuss's goofy loyalty. It's the show's first real chance to humanize the side characters, and it totally works.
Wanna hear a joke? Here goes. My ex-wife still misses me, but her aim is getting better. Her aim is getting better.
Back on the boat, Dipper's in full Monster Hunter mode. He's brought 17 disposable cameras because he says the number one problem with monster hunting is camera trouble.
Okay, everybody, let's test our cameras out.
Oh, dude!
You see, this is exactly why you need backup cameras. We still have 16.
Bird!
And honestly, this is one of my favorite jokes in the entire series. The entire series. Because it finally answers that age-old question, why doesn't anyone ever have a clear photo of paranormal activity? Apparently, it's because you lose 6 cameras before lunch. The rest of the sequence is a perfect mix of slapstick and suspense.
So what's the plan? Throw more cameras overboard or what?
Seuss eats fish food and Mabel turns a pelican into her ventriloquist dummy. I couldn't be playing with a bird like that. I'm no ornithophobe, but those birds eat fish. And do you have any idea how many worms fester inside fish? It's disgusting. Aw man, I'm having fish for dinner. Why did I say that? They hear mysterious noises and stumble onto a bunch of beavers. Beavers that speak in weird little gibberish phrases. One's even handling a rusty chainsaw, creating that monster sound effect. Just when they think it's all been a bust, Dipper realizes the rock he's sitting on is actually the tail of something massive. And cue the chase scene. They race back to the boat, cameras flying everywhere, Mabel screaming, Seuss improvising sound effects. They crash through a waterfall, into a cave, and Dipper finally gets his monster photo moment, snapping picture after picture like his life depends on it. Until sparks fly. He taps the creature and realizes it's metal.
What's wrong?
Careful, dude!
The Gobblewonker turns out to be a robot, and piloting it is Old Man McGucket. McGucket explains that he built the mechanical monster to get his son's attention, because when you're old, sometimes you have to do something extreme just to feel seen. It's surprisingly touching, sad even. Gravity Falls has this way of slipping real emotion in between all that ridiculousness. Dipper and Mabel realize they've made the same mistake, ditching Stan for their own fun.
Dude, I guess the real monster is you two. Sorry, I just boom, just popped into my head there.
So they make it up to him with some family fishing photos, which quickly devolves into more chaos, as expected. The camera pans down into the water, and we see the real Gobblewonker swimming by, eating Dipper's last camera. That single shot nails what Gravity Falls does best. Every time you think the mystery is solved, it twists the knife just enough to make you question everything again. Alright, let's talk some trivia. This episode pulled in over 3.1 million viewers on its premiere night. It was rewritten 8 times, which is wild, but shows how much care went into balancing humor and mystery. Stan's car license plate reads STNLYMBL, short for Stanley Mobile, foreshadowing that his real name is Stanley, not Stanford. That's years before the reveal in A Tale of Two Stans. This episode also gives us the first appearance of Old Man McGucket, Sheriff Blubbs, and Deputy Derlin.
We got ourselves a crazy old man.
And here's a hilarious behind the scenes story. According to the commentary, there's a scene where Wendy's family is fishing and her dad, Manly Dan, is supposed to punch a fish to death.
I'll show you how a real man fishes.
But Disney's Standards and Practice Department stepped in and said, yeah, maybe don't do that.
I wanted Manly Dan to hold up a fish to his child and say, punch it in the face, son. Yes, now humiliate the fish. And then we got a letter from Standard saying, Manly Dan cannot punch the fish. In addition, we do not find this joke funny.
They were upset about the idea of humiliating a fish, so it's punched off camera.
Because apparently, punching sea creatures is a bridge too far. The Slender Man rumor started with this episode too. This one was new to me. I really had no idea about this one. A fake screenshot spread online showing Slender Man hiding in the woods when Mabel pokes Dipper. It blew up so much that Alex Hirsch leaned into it. Years later, Slender Man actually made a cameo in the Lost Legends graphic novel. So, in a weird way, the internet made that rumor canon. I mentioned earlier that my favorite joke in the series is the camera gag, but the show has some violently funny moments throughout. My favorite sight gag is this cliche window breaking scene.
Easy, easy.
It's Naked Gun levels of hilarious. Another honorable mention is when Stan cringes at the sight of those overbearingly lovable grandkids and their grandfather.
Pop, I just realized that I love you.
Oh, come on! Boo!
It's how I feel whenever I watch any Hallmark movie.
Just like you said that you were finding what you were looking for out there somewhere, I've been looking too. And I know that I have found it here with you.
Boo!
Unless it's starring Ryan Fish. So yeah, The Legend of the Gobblewonker might not be one of the heavy lore episodes, but it's still essential Gravity Falls. It's funny, heartfelt, and just mysterious enough to keep you hooked. We get more of Seuss's lovable weirdness, more of Stan's broken but sincere attempts at family bonding, and a whopping amount of visual gags that would become series staples. And again, that camera gag, absolutely my favorite part. It's a hilarious answer to one of paranormal pop culture's oldest questions. Why doesn't anyone ever have photographic proof?
I think Bigfoot is blurry. That's the problem. It's not the photographer's fault. Bigfoot is blurry. And that's extra scary to me because there's a large out-of-focus monster roaming the countryside.
If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling me your favorite Gravity Falls moment. Until next time, keep your eyes on the water. You never know what just might be looking back.